Let's talk about the three layers of the eyelid. So first there's skin. Underneath the skin, we see this orbicularis oculi muscle, thin muscle that acts like a purse string to help us blink our eyes and close our eyes. But below that muscle is the third layer, which is where all the fats lay. And you can see on the lower eyelid, there are three little fat pockets. One here, one separate pocket here, one separate pocket here. And on the upper eyelid, there are two pockets, one here and one here. And these 5 pockets of fat are independent of the fat on the rest of your body. So whether you gain weight, lose weight, it's really not going anywhere. Those fat pockets are there to protect the eyeball from banging up against the bones of your eye socket. And they're there so that as we go into famine, if you lose weight on the rest of your body, you won't lose the weight on that fat because it has to protect the eyeball. That's why it doesn't change over time. So those little pillows of fat protect the eye. They're there for a reason, but the hammock that's holding them back sometimes gets weak, either with aging or hereditarily, it's just weak. And this fat seems to look like it's sagging out against that hammock. And that's what we need to treat. So we don't want to remove all the fat, but we do need to remove the excess that's bulging. So we make a little incision from inside the eyelid and we find this pocket of fat and we trim it up. We find this little pocket of fat and we trim it up. We take this little pocket of fat and we trim it up. And sometimes we do lay it over here to smooth things out, but generally we're removing some of that fat and we're checking 1,000 times during the surgery to make sure we've taken the right amount and not too much because we don't want to hollow out your eyes. And when we do that, there's still always more fat behind there, but the little hole we made to take that fat out scars down so much that now the protective hammock is stronger and that fat is unlikely to bulge back out again later. So your eye is still protected. There's tons of pillows of fat back there that's going to protect your eye. We've taken out the excess. We've fortified the hammock that's holding it back. And that's how we can get a nice smooth surface to the shadows of your lower eyelid. After we do that, we don't do anything to the muscle. We don't cut the muscle. Anytime you cut through the muscle of the eye, it runs the risk of pulling your eyelid down. So that's why we never touch the lower eyelid muscle when we do surgery. If we're going to remove skin, we only make an incision right underneath the lash line there, and we just roll up a little excess skin, again, not touching the muscle, so we can cut out the excess skin, we can treat the deepest layer of fat, and we can have a rejuvenated lower eyelid.